I see your shirt. Nice.
Fuck yeah, you do. Tommy DeVito, even though he got benched. Rip.
Because Abel doesn't understand the
Look,
fact that
I
you
I
should,
told my mom
wait.
that my mom got me this my mom got me this for Christmas, and I told her this when she got it. In 5 years, when nobody even remembers who Tommy DeVito was, everyone will just think I'm an Italian Giants fan. So I'm cool with that.
What's the worst that could, like, that's the worst thing.
I'm Italian and I'm a Giants fan, so it works. Perfect. What is going on, guys? Happy New Year and welcome back to Nick's Picks Week 17 of the NFL season. Originally what would be the last week of the season, but as of a couple of years ago, we added an extra week. So it's only week 17 of the regular season. We still have another week to go after this. So I still got more time to catch up, but I am joined, as I am always, by Ben. Ben, it is week 17 of the regular season. There's only 2 weeks left. The Falcons are still alive. You're still alive. The Giants are finally officially eliminated after 16 weeks. I did not think it was going to take that long, considering how the season started. But considering the entire NFC sucks, I see it happening. So, how you doing?
I'm here. I don't know. I don't know what I want. I really don't.
You
Like
made
I said,
the Fantasy League Championship. You are beating the
That's true.
shit out of me in these picks. Just because the Falcons suck doesn't mean your life's that horrible.
you know what? 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Two out.
That's passing. That's 66%. That's passing.
Not bad. Speaking of kicking the shit out of me, Ben only managed to score 6 last week. I managed to score 5. So even on Ben's bad weeks, I still fucking suck. So it is 197 to 155, back up to 42 points for the lead for Ben. So let's just get right into it. The recap from week 16. It started with the Rams going up against the Saints, and the Saints really didn't put up much of a fight. The Rams are one of the hottest teams in the league right now. As much as we talk about how bad this NFC is, that's one of the shining spots right now on the lower part of the NFC, where the Rams could be a tough out in the first round of the playoffs. But the Rams keep that win streak going as they beat the Saints. The Steelers absolutely demolished Jake Browning and the Bengals, meaning the Steelers have a very, very legitimate shot now at finishing with an above 500 record for like the 20th year in a row or whatever the hell the stat is by now. Yeah, they only have to beat the Seahawks this week or are they Browns or Ravens next week? One of those two next week. The Bills went on to beat the Chargers 24 to 22, which worries me still about the Bills because of how bad the Chargers have been doing all season long. You beat them by 2, and it was not very convincing. But at least on the bright side for the Buffalo Bills, was it the week before this that they got like the 200 some odd yards, or was it this week that Josh Allen threw for 97 yards? And I think it was last week. So technically it took him 15 weeks to figure that out.
And he had 230. But
Yeah, he didn't
still.
do much still.
They did it as a team. It wasn't all on him. That's the main thing.
Right. The Browns went on to beat the Texans 36 to 22. The Texans were just so good. And then they lost CJ, and then I was like, God damn
Remember,
it.
like,
I was rooting for them.
Remember what was it, like week 8, week 9, and we were like, oh, they could win the division. They could be a playoff team, and then
I will say Joe Flacco, though, on the other hand. Joe Flacco is doing amazing so far at the end of the season. Jets went on to beat the Washington Commies 30 to 28 after they were winning at one point in this game like 20 to nothing or 27 to 7 or something like that. And then they gave up that 27 or 20 point lead. They were losing 28 to 27. Then they managed to win the game at the end of this game. All the while, this game didn't mean jack shit. The Seahawks went on to beat the Titans 20 to 17, keeping their playoff hopes kind of alive in the NFC. Whereas the Titans, I mean, they're getting on to next year, but Derrick Henry had another passing touchdown.
somewhere in
Your friendly neighborhood reminder that Derrick Henry is a better quarterback than Desmond Ridder. Speaking of Desmond Ridder, we move on to the Atlanta Falcons, who Desmond Ridder didn't have to play in this game, so the Atlanta Falcons actually managed to win a game against the Indianapolis Colts. Are you done? I'm sorry. I'll stop.
You know what the worst part is? I'm pretty sure you're correct. Like, not even just like opinion.
Yeah, you would have lost this game if Desmond Ridder played.
Oh, if Ritter was in, the only reason why I picked Atlanta was because I knew Ritter was not playing. If Ritter was playing, I would not have.
And hey, you got your challenge, and the only reason I'm not too upset about it is because you lost your wager, so like it didn't matter.
The playoffs.
Playoffs.
Maybe, I don't know.
Ooh, slower. You were this close. You were this close. The Packers blew a lead in this game, too. And the Panthers were a second away from being able to spike this ball, kick a field goal, and send it into overtime.
Go to OT.
But you gave up 30 points against a 2-13 team. That's all I have to say.
I just want to point out that, yes, we lost to them.
And Slower knows
only
it.
gave
Slower
up-
knows it. He understands that the Packers' biggest problem
gave
is
up
their
9
defensive
points.
coordinator.
I still stand by
But
it, though.
for the first time in franchise history, the Detroit Lions have clinched the NFC North. Ben called it at the beginning of the year. All in all, the Lions do end up clinching the NFC North with a 30-24 win over the Vikings, and they are actually in a 3-way tie with the 49ers and the Eagles for the best record in the NFC. So there is a chance the Lions walk away with the 1 seed in the NFC at the end of all this. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers went on to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars 30-12. Tampa Bay's playing great lately. Jacksonville has lost, I think, 4 or 5 in a row now, and this is not looking good for Jacksonville. But luckily for them, the Texans and the Colts are both kind of sucking too. So the Bears beat the Cardinals 27-16.
Moving on.
The Dolphins went on to beat the Dallas Cowboys 22-20 on a late game field goal. I'm not going to lie, both of these offenses looked like ass. I'm not going to lie, both defenses are decent, but both offenses looked like ass, except for Tyreek Hill, who's just always good, no matter what he's doing. But yeah, the Dolphins managed to get this one done. These were two teams that couldn't beat winning teams, so I guess the Dolphins proved it wrong. Cowboys still cannot beat a winning team. Besides the Eagles.
I think that's just more on the Eagles being the Eagles.
I think that's more on the Eagles, yes. That's my 2-point, actually. Unfortunately, with Ben not getting his wager pick, I also did not get mine, as the Patriots decided to win a game for once against the Denver Broncos, 26-23. I think the real issue here is that I bet on the Broncos. I mean, I understand it was against the Patriots, but the Broncos had a little hot streak there for a while. Now they're back to just kind of being mid. Moving on to the Christmas Day games from last week, the Raiders actually went on to beat the Chiefs 20-14, losing Ben's wager pick. Also, if this doesn't show you how bad the Chiefs are down right now, the last pass that the Raiders completed in this game happened with 2 minutes left in the first quarter. That's the last pass that the Raiders completed in the game. 2 minutes left in the first quarter, and they beat the defending Super Bowl champions 20-14. I don't have anything more to say. I don't have anything more to say. That's just I cannot see the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl this year. I just can't.
You know what's sad is I think they might lose the division now. I know the Broncos and the Raiders still aren't great, but we taught them as the 1 seed. They might be the 4 seed at best.
Hey, we put up a fucking fight. That's all I can ask.
Oh, yeah.
That's all I can ask. We put up a fight against the Eagles. The Eagles defense proves continuously that they are ass. So at least the Giants offense actually managed to put up points against a shitty defense. We were never going to stop the Eagles offense. I knew that. We would have had to put up 35 points to win this game, clearly. But it doesn't matter. As long as we build ourselves an offense next year, they can beat this Eagles team. This Eagles team is not that tough. So I'm happy. I'm good with this loss. It helped the draft pick, and it proved that the Eagles are spiraling downward.
The only thing I would say is I don't know if you need a quarterback still or not, because it's weird.
It's a tough situation. Falcons win. I fucking hate my life. I fucking hate this team. Giants lose. We were competitive. We did it. This is going great for us. I love it.
You don't have a coach that's incompetent. That doesn't use star players.
We have a coach that doesn't trust any living, breathing quarterback that's not named Josh Allen. So
fair. I will
pump
at
the
least
brakes.
concede that.
And we finish it out with the Monday night game for the 8th week in a row. The underdog wins on Monday night. The Ravens beat the 49ers. As we talked about last week, we did not see another NFL team beating the San Francisco 49ers. Apparently, all it takes is a good pass rush. If you put a lot of pressure on Brock Purdy, the 49ers offense really doesn't have much, and McCaffrey just wasn't able to get it going himself either. So the Ravens dominated this game from top to bottom, and they win it 33-19, and I think they have taken the crown as currently the best team in the NFL. But with all that being said, like I said earlier, Ben is up 197-155. It is still possible. That's all I'm saying. It's still possible, but it's getting less and less likely. But let's move into these week 17 predictions. And it starts with the Thursday night game that you guys are watching tonight between the Browns and the New York Jets. How about you guys just wait till Saturday?
Yay.
I think the Browns win this one pretty easily. The Jets can't really move on offense, especially when the Browns have the defense that they have. Just wait till Saturday. Speaking of Saturday, we actually do have a really good game on Saturday. It is the Cowboys going up against the Lions. We disagree on this one. I'm only going with the Cowboys in this one just because I think they're playing for more. I understand that all three of these teams, or well, not the Cowboys, but there's three teams ahead of the Cowboys that are tied for the 1 seed. So the Lions are still technically playing for that 1 seed.
And then there's me and Dan Campbell. He's that coach that just gives no fucks. And he's like, I don't care. I'm going to do whatever it takes. So, and plus, I know it's not Monday night, but it's on ABC/ESPN, which is basically Monday night, which go Underdog.
And moving on to the New Year's Eve games, we'll start right off with the Giants going up against the Rams. Rams, one of the hottest teams in the league right now. And then there's us. I would like us to look competitive. If we look competitive in this one, then I like where our team is looking towards next year. But I don't see it happening. The Ravens going up against the Dolphins this week after the Ravens just beat who we thought were the best team in the NFL. I think that it's pretty safe to say that they beat a team that just finally beat a team with a winning record for the first time all season long. So, like, as much as I don't want to belittle the Dolphins because they've had a great season and they have a legitimate shot at being contenders,
it's the Ravens.
What I just said was true. You'd finally beat a winning record team for the first time in week 16. What do you want me to say?
And it wasn't like you weren't competitive, like you were, but
yeah. The Bills going up against the Patriots this week. This is my wager pick. Actually, the second week in a row, I just realized that I'm wagering against the Patriots, and that fucked me last week. But this isn't the Broncos. This is Buffalo, and it's in Buffalo. So go Bills, please.
I just want to point out that last week you wagered against the Patriots against an iffy 50-50 type team. You're doing it again.
I would argue the Bills are less 50-50 than the Broncos, but the Broncos beat the Bills recently, so I don't know.
I'm sorry. Just the way you sound like an innocent child. Like, I don't know.
Oh, no. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm down 41, 42, whatever it is. You know what? This is the perfect time to segue to this. The Bears going up against the Falcons this week, and I am picking the Bears. Ben is picking the Falcons. You want to go for another challenge? You still got one left in the 2 weeks that we have left. You want to challenge the Bears and the Falcons? It worked last week. I mean, sort of, until you fucked your wager.
Did it really work? Okay, here's my reasoning. I kind of want to. But then another part, like, if I lose my wager, that means the Commies would beat the Niners. And I don't want to live in that world, so I'm gonna play it safe. There's one more week. I'm gonna play it safe.
All right, we'll see what happens next week. I'm gonna try to agree with you on everything next week. The Colts going up against the Raiders this week after the Colts' poor performance against the Falcons and the Raiders' good performance against the Chiefs. I am going to go with the Colts. Why? Because I'm down 42 fucking points. I don't have logic.
There isn't any. At this point in the year, there isn't any.
I'm going to be honest. I don't know if I actually thought about that when I was making this pick. And when I was saying that out loud, I looked down and I'm like, wow, I'm not making my case very good, am I? The Jaguars trying to end their 4 or 5 game skid. I think it's 4. Their 4-game skid going up against a team that has a much, much worse game skid. The Carolina Panthers, I think they get the job done. Finally get a win. I think this will clinch them the AFC South. Maybe not, actually, because I think they're actually 3-way tie with the Colts and the Texans, but I don't know. This AFC South is just as bad as your division.
Because our best is the Bucks at 8-7, and they're actually
they're all 8-7 too.
Yeah. Shut up. Okay, moving on.
The Texans going up against the Titans this week. I hope the Texans can win this game just to like keep themselves in it. Hopefully CJ Stroud just comes back and wins this thing for the Texans because I want to see, like, I'm rooting for the Texans. I would love to see the Texans win the fucking Super Bowl at this point. Like, it would be cool.
Oh yeah, same.
The Eagles going up against the Cardinals this week. I do think the Eagles get the win this week, but I have more to say about this in my 2-point conversion. I'll let you say anything else you want to say.
Not really.
Okay, well, we'll get to what I have to say in the 2-point. The Bucks going up against the Saints this week. The Saints have played like shit for the last, like, however many weeks. The Bucks aren't a great team. It's Baker Mayfield. I get it. Trust me. But they've played pretty well over the last couple of weeks. You have the balls to go with the Saints here? Or are you just throwing me another bone?
No, I'm just really hoping that I get these 2 games right, because that would mean Atlanta is then tied for the division, and then I would
Right.
need them to win in the Bucks.
You're
to
holding
lose
out
again.
hope. Ben, every week you say that your hope with this team is dead, and then the next week you're like, I'm making these picks because I have hope
I'm
that the
delusional.
Falcons can win the NFC South still and get first rounded horribly. And at this
Whatever
point,
gets Arthur Smith
at this
back.
point, what's even worse about it is you might get first rounded by a team that's also sub 500, because the NFC is so bad that the third NFC wildcard team might be 8-9, and you'll get first rounded by that.
Look, man, whatever gets Arthur Smith fired, I'm okay with.
Moving on to Ben's wager pick of the week. The 49ers going up against the Commies, looking to bounce back after their shit show against the Ravens. Mainly Brock Purdy's shit show against the Ravens. 4 interceptions last week for Brock Purdy. Has to bounce back in this one. Commanders are a good team to bounce back against. There you go.
I mean, yeah, I'll get more into it in my 2-point, more so on their defense than the offense, even though I think the offense will benefit from the defense, but
The Steelers have a chance to clinch a winning record for however many years in a row it is. It's got to be like 20 years or something like that. However long Mike Tomlin's
however
been
long
there.
Tomlin.
Yeah, this is crazy. But the Steelers looking to complete that as they're going up against the Seahawks. And me and Ben, even though like a couple weeks ago, we said that this was over for them, that they're not going to finish above 500. This is where we both predict that they get it done.
In a weird way, yeah. I just
Like, I had nothing against Mike Tomlin. I have always said that the Steelers have been bad all season long, but that has nothing to do with Mike Tomlin. He is definitely one of the best coaches in the NFL, hands down. But how the fuck is he leading this roster to a winning record? I don't understand it.
he has to have some like voodoo magic or some shit, because like I don't know how.
That is crazy. All right, Chiefs, you're going up against the Bengals this week. You need something. You need some sort of spark on this team if you want any shot at going somewhere in these playoffs. I mean, I'm picking the Chiefs because it's the Bengals. They have a backup quarterback. They looked like shit last week with a backup quarterback. So I think the Chiefs should win this game. I'm scared. I'm scared for Kansas City.
I think if they need to win this, but they need to win and like
Convincing.
comfortably. Like I know what your score is. I mean, I only have it as a 4-point game.
I only have it as a
they
7-point
need it
game.
to be like
They need to
but
be
you need it
14
to be,
plus.
like, for me to have any kind of confidence that they're like can do something.
The Broncos going up against the Chargers this week. I don't think this is too entertaining of a game. I do think the Broncos get this done because the Chargers have given up, and the Broncos are still fighting for not only a playoff spot, but the AFC West, like you had pointed out earlier. So if the Chiefs manage to lose this game against the Bengals, this will be huge for the Denver Broncos to get this win. So hopefully for them, the Chiefs continue to suck. And the final game of 2023, the Packers and the Vikings. Huh.
This is Sunday.
We're really ending the year
This
on
is
a
the
high
last
note, aren't we? And it starts at 8:20, so there's a chance that this game goes on into 2024. But, you know, if it takes a long time.
I don't know if I want that. I don't even know what I would want from this game. Like I
just-
know we differ.
Make
but
it entertaining. Make the
I don't know what
last
I
game of
want.
2023 entertaining. 2023 sucked, so, like, let's just make the last
And
game
then
at
a
least
high note,
entertaining.
I guess.
And then on a high note. And finishing it out with the 2-point conversions, the Eagles, like I said, have a shit defense. How shit of a defense, you might ask? Well, they're going up against the Arizona Cardinals this week, and while I do think that the Eagles are going to win this game, I still think the Cardinals put up over 250 yards of offense against the Eagles, because realistically, the Cardinals shouldn't put up much more than 100 yards of offense against the Philadelphia Eagles. But the Eagles have given up quite a bit of yards to quite a bit of bad teams along the season. So I think 250 out of the Cardinals should be pretty easy for them, considering how bad this defense has been.
250 is a great number. So much so that I think the Niners defense going up against the Commies will do just that. And what I mean by that is I think they're going to hold Washington to less than 14 points and hold them to under 250 yards of total offense. So the offense could do great. It could do terrible. I don't care. This is the defense showing up because they did not show up last time.
What if they score 17 points, but 7 of the points was because of a pick 6. So
That's part of
technically
the
the
game.
offense gave up 10 points, or the defense gave up 10 points, and the offense gave up the other 7. Do you still lose the 2 point?
We'll get there. We'll figure it out. We'll see what happens. Because knowing my luck, we won't have that question because knowing my luck, it'll
They're
be
gonna put up like 30
to 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be like a shootout. Like knowing my luck.
But that is it for not only Knicks picks week 17, but Knicks picks in 2023. There's a couple episodes left still of season 4, but they will happen in 2024. 2024 is set to be a much better year than this year. First of all, no way in fuck am I ever losing by 40 plus to Ben ever again. So we are just putting this in the rearview mirror and we are never looking back. Second of all, I'm getting married this year, so that's always fun. Third of all, I mean, I spent this last week sick. So the end of 2023 is just really kicking me in the ass here. So let's just start 2024 on the highest of notes by saying that it's going to be a great year. And then hopefully it just will be. But Ben, do you have any New Year's resolutions of your own that you would like to share to everybody? You know, maybe being less racist or something. I don't know. What do you got? Ben's not racist. I just want to put that out there. For all legal purposes, that was a joke. I really got him with that one, though.
Wasn't it? Okay, I wanna go back every year of Knicks picks. There's always one video. There's always
Where I
one
just say
video at the
something
end where
wild
you just
as fuck.
absolutely just out of left field where you just break me. And this way, like you waited to the end of the year to do that.
You're welcome.
I'll give it to you. It's a talent. You do it consistently. It's a talent. I'm not mad.
Okay. Hey, I'm not
well, I guess
I'm not
my
talented
New Year's
at video games. I'm not talented at picks. If I'm gonna make it on YouTube or Twitch, I gotta be funny.
Fair, I'll give you that. I guess the only thing I'm looking forward to is Arthur Smith being gone. But yeah, that's about it.
Yeah, there you go. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this week's Knicks picks. If you did, drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like I said, we will see you guys in 2024. Also, don't forget to follow on Twitch and Facebook. I almost forgot to say that. I never forget to say that. Almost forgot to say it. But we will see you guys in 2024. And I hope you guys enjoyed. Have a great one. Peace. My New Year's resolution is that, remember at the beginning of the year when we said that there was going to be in-between videos and not just the picks every Thursday? My New Year's resolution is to stop making promises. See, you thought I was going to say that I was going to actually do that next year. No. My New Year's resolution is to stop promising you guys that I'm going to make videos that is never going to fucking happen.
You know what? One thing I can say about you is at least you're honest.
No, because I've been promising that I'm going to do these videos, and I didn't. I said that I was going to finish Face of the Franchise. I got to week 6.
To be fair, I finished mine and there's nothing there.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it. Face of the Madden sucks.
Bye, guys.